Metal Gear Solid movie script is finished.
Yes.
And the director that
There's
did
a lot of pineapple on this page.
Yeah, I know, right? What's up with that? Let's see if I can zoom in.
On the pineapple?
Yes, we must get more pineapple. You can put pineapple in your water. Speaking of
I don't
things
know if I'm going to do that, though. I feel like that might be too much of a kick.
Maybe apples.
Yeah.
All right, anywho. Tabasco sauce.
I'm happy with the lemon. You want to put Tabasco sauce on anything.
It'd be interesting.
It would be interesting. I don't think it'd be the right idea, but it'd be interesting.
This is probably not a smart idea.
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, Metal Gear Solid. They're making a movie. It's the director from Kong Skull Island, which,
yes.
Did you enjoy?
Yeah, I did. I actually, that was the one with...
Samuel Jackson was there.
Samuel Jackson, Bree, Tom Hiddleston, Bree...
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the movie. I like the cast in that movie, obviously. A lot of Marvel hardcore actors in that movie.
Is her name Brie Olsen?
I think it is.
I was just thinking of like the Olsen twins.
It's Brie Olsen. If it's not, it is now.
It's just because Scarlet Witch is also an Olsen twin.
Yeah.
Not a twin, but one of them.
You're screwing me all up right now.
I know. It's a full house reunion.
But I liked it. But the other thing I really liked that I thought he nailed, and it's something stupid to say, but the Destiny 2 live action trailer, he directed that too.
Yeah.
And he nailed, I get pumped for Sabotage from the Beastie Boys every time now because I think about that damn trailer. So I think he definitely understands what potentially is needed to make a video game movie good, as well as potentially what he might need to do for a Metal Gear Solid movie. And
what's awesome is there was an interview I think last year, but he's very into Metal Gear.
Yeah.
He's not just someone trying to make money off the franchise or the name of it, and he wants to, I guess, go make it from the heart, if you will, instead of something different like the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I just wonder from the script, because the script's supposedly done. So do we I'd be so curious about whether or not it's just the story arc of Metal Gear Solid 1. Is it a side story? Is it a mixture of the two?
Yeah.
How does it
I think
work
Metal
on
Gear
cinema?
is a very tricky thing to do unless, for instance, the image we're looking at looks like Gray Fox. Or maybe a version of Raiden. I forget what they call him.
Yeah, it's Gray Fox. There's no way that's Raiden.
I am assuming it's Gray because of the mask and the sword and everything like that.
Gray Fox.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of take, being Metal Gear Solid, you can kind of take the first aspect of it to build up a franchise, if you will, because there's enough to build up. I mean, you have the backstory of Big Boss in there. You don't really know about it the first time you play Metal Gear Solid unless you play the Metal Gear games, and then you kind of know who Big Boss, he was the bad guy, and you know what it was, and then you have Liquid Snake trying to get his body and all that. It's just this huge long story, which is, like we're saying, is hard to kind of fit into one movie. So I assume they're trying to make it into a franchise, but I don't know.
Because to me, I think you start with Metal Gear Solid, the first one. You have top tier right there.
Yeah, you have, but I don't know if you would as Hollywood goes. I don't think you would stick to
They need to have cutscenes and dream sequences that come right directly from the game and all its old glory in PS1.
Just go right back to the PS1.
That is a Konami thing that would happen.
Yeah, right.
That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, I mean, we don't obviously know what it's about, but the director's very pumped about it. He's read it, the screenplay. Yeah. He's like, holy shit, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So even if he wasn't directing it, he still gets pumped up just reading it. So that's a good sign.
It's just it's always about what happens when Hollywood gets its hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think a lot of these movies or these ideas for video game movies come from a really good place, but then something happens in
the studios.
The exchange.
The studios get involved.
It's we need this much action and we need this much dialogue.
It's sure.
We need a love interest that doesn't have a love interest.
Well, here's the thing, too. They're going to look at, this is a Metal Gear Solid. How big's the fan base? All right, but if we take this character out, put this in, then we can get this age group in here. It'll be good for everyone. Oh, we'll replace this character with this because then that group of people would want to watch the movie now. So they're it's just they're picking at it to find out how to get more people to watch it.
It's all right, well, this person would be great to play Snake, but we're going to put The Rock in it because The Rock brings X amount of billions of viewers or millions of viewers into the theater. So we're going to put The Rock in it.
Yeah.
And it didn't work for Doom.
No.
Even though I like Doom.
Well, that was a long time ago.
I know.
That was before the Rock was worth billions.
Yeah.
And he was in everything.
But he does make some good points, I think, in the interview, if you scroll down. He's talking about some movies that have come out recently that have kind of are great movies, but if there was a video game about those movies, they would be kind of seen in a different light. Okay. So he brings up like Snowpiercer, Edge of Tomorrow. I haven't seen Snowpiercer. I think that's the one with Chris Evans. Am I crazy? It might. You
might be. I haven't seen either.
Edge of Tomorrow is good. I like Edge of Tomorrow.
That's the Tom Cruise.
That's the
Tom
Cruise movie, and they're working on a sequel to that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I kind of agree with him. Like, there's certain aspects or certain types of movies that I think would work in the video game space, and he's right. If there was a video game before the movie and the movie came out and it was similar, that concept I think would work. But you look at even Jumanji that came out. I actually finally watched that. I think last week. And Jumanji, I mean the trailer's out there, synopsis is out there. I'm not going to spoil anything about the movie, but obviously they get pulled into a game. Mm-hmm. Their entire movie is based around being inside a game, so it's still kind of by definition a video game movie. Yep. Now it's still an action movie / comedy. But it's a video game movie. So I would probably say that as of right now, Jumanji is probably the best video game movie that there is. Because it's a mix between a movie concept, but it's taking place within the video game.
It's like a spoof on video. I enjoyed that movie, actually. Yeah. I thought it was actually a good Jumanji movie.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. So I think that works. Yeah. I haven't seen Ready Player One yet. I'll probably watch that sometime soon. Yeah. But you would consider that kind of a video game movie, even though it was a book beforehand.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah. Well, that's nice that it was an actual book. But the thing is, it's like an anime. Yeah. No one has really gotten the live action anime down yet.
They make it too Japanese. Like even on Netflix, they kind of go. It's like it might work animated, but you're kind of pushing the line a little bit too much to where it's a little bit quirky. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, think of the Dragon Ball disaster. We would have been fine if it was a play-by-play of the Saiyan saga, or even just Dragon Ball itself. If it was just some form of that, but they completely went into a very different direction.
Very different.
Very different. Very horrible. Strange. But I mean, that's the worst case scenario. I think with everything like that. I mean, it was an anime, but video games. I mean, worst case scenario off of my top of my head would be Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which wasn't terrible.
Oh no, it was bad. First Mortal Kombat Annihilation is pretty bad.
Mortal Kombat 1's really good.
Yeah, really good. I mean, top tier.
They kind of. I think that's what you kind of have to go.
There's different columns, if you will. Now, so now there's games that are based off of video games. I'm sorry, movies that are based off of video games. Movies that have video game concepts like Snowpiercer and Edge of Tomorrow, and then movies that take place within a video game. Yeah, those are the three columns. Mm-hmm. I still really I watched the newest Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah, how you liked it?
That was okay. It was good. It wasn't anything crazy. It was good.
It was good.
Good.
Okay.
Not great. Good. Followed very closely. Well, kind of closely to the first game, the most recent reboot.
Well, here's the thing with I feel like the concept of Lara Croft, because that there's different reboots, different spin-offs, whatever. I feel like with Metal Gear, it's such a etched in stone story that you have to pretty much honor it. Yeah. And about 99% for people to actually be on board with what you're doing. Yeah. Basically, what you have to do is end up making this awesome, action-packed music video, in a way, for, the Metal Gear Solid game. You know what I mean? Yeah. If that makes sense. It has to be, action-packed, moving. But, I don't know. It's hard to do. I think this is, a real hard thing, because do you want to do, a play-by-play of the events from the first one, exactly? Or do you kind of dress it up a bit and kind of move things out, maybe Gray Fox shows up in a different spot. Maybe you know what I mean. Maybe there's more to that. I don't know. And how far beforehand do you go, or do you just start off with
Metal Gear Solid?
Exactly. Like, do you have like a backstory segment, like a half hour dedicated to what happened in Metal Gear 2, or do you just go right into where the hell are we?
Honestly, I think that maybe looking at it from like a Snake Eater perspective, like would probably be the best place to start. It's the easiest kind of a, like from a movie perspective, from a plot perspective, it's probably the easiest to understand from like, all right, he's going in and he has to rescue somebody and take somebody out, and then his mentor screws him over. I feel like you'd probably have a very easy way of kind of moving people into the story, and then that way they can come back and explain Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2 a little bit easier in movie form if you have that base of.
Maybe they'll have like a GoldenEye intro where it's like you go in and then like the first like maybe before the actual title screen or whatever shows up, you have that Metal Gear kind of flashback-ish sort of thing, and then like a flashback to like the 20-something years later or whatever the years later is, and then you go into him going into Metal Gear Solid. Where did that take place?
Like on the base?
Yeah. I'm such a huge Metal Gear Solid fan.
I know, John.
Trust
You
me.
should know this.
I know this. I'm just very tired right now. My brain's not working. It's been a while. It's not Outer Heaven. No, that was the big boss base.
Mos Eisley?
No, that's Star Wars.
Oh, that's not Star Wars.
That'd be interesting. Metal Gear Solid Star Wars.
Oh, damn it. What is it?
I know it. It's in my head. Anyway, it's snowy. Anywho. But that's what I mean. Like, you'd have like the first like 15 minutes or maybe 10 minutes of the intro that takes place at like the end of Metal Gear 2 or something like that, and then it flash forwards to whatever, or they switch it up a bit. I don't know. We're kind of throwing random ideas out there, and it's really, I just hope this project really continues moving forward, and that Jordan, the director, just stays
true to it.
True to it, motivated. And I know he was saying he wants to fight to keep it as close as he can to, like I said, but it's going to be that, it's going to be one of those things.
The producers that are going to be like, all right, well, we'll give you this, but you have to give us this.
Yeah, and like we've seen with like Tomb Raider, that like you were just saying, you said it was okay.
It was good. It was okay.
Good, but it was okay.
I mean, it was just very similar to the first game. In a lot of ways, like there's some scenes that were definitely like pulled right out of the first game.
Like first game, or?
The reboot.
Okay.
The reboot. And and I think it was fine. But it's definitely not like the game. That it's not the example to be like, all right, that's the movie that has changed video game movies forever.
Yeah, and I feel like because that was another movie that was talked up about, like, oh, we're rebooting it, it's gonna be great, blah 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 blah. It's like, sure, how long did that idea last until maybe the producers got their hands on it and maybe mix up
because there are some big changes obviously to the story and stuff like that that happen in the movie that they take their own liberties with.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say anything, but
and then it's I don't know how like things go with that, but is it maybe, hey, when we're making a video game movie about a video game, is there like certain things that the studio itself limits where it's like, hey, we want people to play the game and like the game better than the movie, so we're going to purposely change this for some reason. You know what I mean? Not to say that they're hijacking the movie or anything like that, but it's just interesting. We don't know what happens on the behind closed doors with things like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because for all intents and purposes, like maybe back in the day with Mario, that was supposed to be just like the game, but it was just like, well, we need more people to watch the thing, so we got to make it more appealing to what's coming out now. So let's throw real people in there, and instead of King Koopa or Bowser being an actual lizard, let's just make him a person that de-evolves into a Tyrannosaurus Rex at the end or something like that. Very interesting. So, I mean, based on what's happening now, are your hopes high for this? Or do you feel like it's like nothing you get excited for until I see a trailer, until I see something?
I mean, I just don't think any kind of video game movie that comes out is going to get me excited.
In Metal Gear or just in general?
Just in general, until you see like some proof of concept.
So Rotten Tomatoes tells me so.
But don't get me wrong, there's just like certain expectations that you're never going to be able to meet. Like for anybody, like there's been 2 Hitman movies, both of which I thought were good. I actually really like Agent 47 as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most recent one that came out. But like people that wanted to stay as true to like story elements or as true to like gameplay for something like Hitman, like Hitman is primarily a stealth game. You don't want to watch a movie that's primarily stealth, slow paced, and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And that's why those movies always get turned into more of a suspense action movie.
But it's interesting to, like, the idea of, hey, you know, I feel like the people behind making a movie about that, though,
Yeah.
like, wouldn't you know better? Be like, listen, yeah, let's make this into a movie, but how would that work? Like you just said, as a gamer, you knew better. Be like, oh, well, you can't have exactly what it's supposed to.
So something like Hitman, I would say make it a horror movie. Or make it like a suspense movie.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you're actually following the perspective of his targets.
Mm-hmm.
Or a target. And he is the actual antagonist.
Yeah.
Which they kind of knocked on in Agent 47 at one point, but then it was...
Gotcha.
It shifts.
Yeah. But then the studios were probably like, well, we need more Agent 47.
Yeah.
We can't have him in the background.
But I like the movie a lot. So.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, to sum this up, sum up our incoherent rambling. Yeah, I think Metal Gear Solid movie, it's like I said, it's got to be about 99% faithful, or I think it's not gonna... People aren't going to be inviting to it, but I mean, the fact that he's very excited about a script and the screenplay gets me excited. However, there's a lot of things that happen between then and the wrap of production, or even post-production. A lot of things happen in post-production too. So,
and they need to have Snake talk like Snake.
Yeah, they can't.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something.
I think I got that right.
They can't have Gilbert Gottfried come in and play freaking Snake with his voice,
or Samuel L. Jackson. Goddamn all these Metal Gears.
That should be interesting. That'd be interesting. But yeah, no, it's gotta. That's the thing though. Like for me, and I keep going back to Metal Gear Solid 5. Kiefer Sutherland being the voice of Snake really threw me off, and it makes me sad. And it just, I mean, not to say that he did a bad job acting in that game. It's just I don't see him as Snake, and I know Snake's voice, and that was not Snake's voice. And that's another thing, so. Anywho, I think that's podcast.
Podcast.
I think, we ran out of things to talk about. But we talked about some interesting things. Games we played. Yep. Some movie stuff. What are you mostly excited for, Carmine?
In general?
Yes. Sleep?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
That Dragon Ball movie?
Yes. Not only is it coming out in Japan December 14th, but we're getting it in America
a month later.
Dubbed and all that jazz a month later, which is neat. So, and yet I still will probably try to find a way to see the Japanese version first.
Good on you. I just want to see the movie.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, you didn't get to talk about that last week with us.
Oh, you were talking about it?
We actually used that as a topic, yes.
That's not allowed.
I know. And if you watch it, because it went live already today, you'll see that I knew that you get mad. It's like,
that's fine.
Carmen's going to yell at us.
I was upset that I wasn't here to talk about it.
I know. We couldn't find anything else to talk about, so we kind of... That was like the brand new news. Like, people actually thought it was a joke at first.
And then you tied into, oh, hey, Dragon Ball FighterZ is actually having base Goku and base Vegeta. And
well, that was actually... We found that out today.
Oh.
Although we tied into the Gold Famicom edition.
Oh, okay.
So we tied it in. It was nice. Nice, neat little package.
Gotcha.
So anyway. But... yeah, that's a podcast. So, thanks for watching and or listening. We appreciate every single one of you. Carmine, you know, this is also a podcast, so when you make gestures, you have to throw the words out.
I can't talk about my gestures.
You can.
I was gesturing for you.
Moving arm.
You were saying, see, what did you say? I forgot what
Oh, so you were mimicking.
So you can see all this on YouTube, and I was pointing my eyes towards the camera.
Oh, so you were adding
or listening, and I put my hands behind my ears.
Okay, I didn't know what was happening.
Listening.
I got you.
Yes.
I thought you hit your.
I was gesturing in case the mute button went off on their computer.
I got you.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Anyway, we do record these on. Whenever. So, but if you have any topics you want us to talk about, anything to dabble in, let us know. Throw down some comments. You can find us on Twitter at Cartridge Blast. And yeah, so anyway.
Hit the bell.
Hit that. Oh, and hit that subscribe bell so you know when.
Subscribe and then hit the bell.
Yes, so you know when our stuff goes live. Which YouTube has been very strange lately with a lot of things. It's been a very strange format of what they've been trying to do with different things. I don't know if you noticed your home page has a lot of like clickbaity things now.
My home page is your home page.
Well,
yeah, because we were linked to the same account.
Oh, when you're using the Cartridge Blast. I'm just talking in general.
Oh, no. Like, I mean, I always, like I said, I usually use the Cartridge Blast.
There's like a lot of strange, weird things that happen now that YouTube's, I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Are you sure it's just stuff that I'm just not looking up and watching?
Probably.
And that's why the profiles can't change?
Could be. I don't know.
If it was Joe Rogan about Scientology, that one was me.
No.
Okay, then I don't know what you're talking about. Because Scientology's freaking crazy. Evidently.
Huh. Well, it helps Tom Cruise make 5
Evidently he has minions.
He has minions?
Yeah, he has minions through the Church of Scientology.
Good for him.
Yeah. And evidently, if Tom Cruise wanted to kill anybody, they would have to clean up the mess. These minions.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Insane.
I like how he has things in life. Anyway.
It's like he freaking falls, breaks his ankle, and blames it on some freaking, like, crane operator, and that guy disappears. Why does he disappear? Because Tom Cruise said so.
But no one ever talks about it again.
Ever again.
He never existed.
Or you get disappeared. You get suicided.
His birth certificate just vanishes, like Thanos cracked his fingers there.
You get suicided.
He's suicided. You vanish. The milk carton doesn't even recognize you.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, YouTube. Subscribe, hit the bell.
Yeah, let us know if you want us to cover anything, and one day we will come up with a stream schedule, so we'll start doing that maybe eventually.
Yes, as soon as Jonah's available.
And depends on our work schedules and stuff like that.
That too.
And families expandings and stuff like that.
That too.
So, it's hard. It's hard. But we do it just for you.
I do it for fun.
And he's the selfish son of a bitch, you know? Anyway, guys and girls, thanks for watching and or listening. I'm John for Cartridge Blast Gamers.
I'm Carmine.
Stay awesome, and as Bill and Ted always say, be excellent to each other. Peace.